In this video, we're going to identify the domain of a logarithmic function. The first thing we need to do is understand that the domain value is basically going to be the inside of this parentheses on the logarithm. And we want to look at what the base is to start. So this is log base 10 because they don't write the 10 there. So I'm going to write this as an exponential. If I wrote this as g of x equals log base 10 of 4x minus 3, and I'm just going to say that g of x is really just y for the sake of doing this, so that I can rewrite this as an exponential, and that'd be 10 to the y equals 4x minus 3. So what we're really trying to figure out is, can this value in here be any real number? And in order to figure that out, I need to write it as an exponential so I can start evaluating it. If I take 10 to some power, what types of numbers am I going to get here? Well, if I'm taking 10, which is the base, to a negative power, that's just going to give me some fractions, right? But they'll be positive fractions. If I take 10 to a positive power, I'm going to get some positive numbers. But I'll never get negative numbers here. So that means 4x minus 3 cannot be negative. So the input for a logarithm cannot be negative. Also, is there any way to get 0? If I take 10 to some power, can I get 0? And the answer to that is no. 10 to the 0 power is 1, 10 to the first power is 10, 10 to the negative 1 is 1/10. I never get 0 for an outcome. So that means that 4x minus 3 is going to have to be greater than 0. So when you start to find the domain of logarithms, you just need to identify that this inside piece, inside the parentheses, it's got to be greater than 0 for any logarithm, and then you can solve that piece to find the domain. So we add 3 to each side. That's 4x greater than 3. Divide by 4. That's x greater than 3 over 4. So my domain then would be 3 over 4 to infinity.